Today we're talking about Texas Two-Step. It's Hallmark's newest romance as part of the Summer Nights theme. It stars Heather Hemmens, who plays Olivia, and Brendan Penny, who plays Luke. We also see Miss B.J. Harrison, who plays Aunt Ruby. We love B.J. Harrison. Hey everybody, my name is Danielle and this is Chatter Out Loud. Thank you so much for joining me. Your presence is very much appreciated. All right, Hallmark's Texas Two-Step. This was another one I looked forward to because I really like Heather Hemmens. And as the lead actress, she's what drew me in. I've really enjoyed her work in the past. Caribbean Nights, that was a good movie. And I forget the one where she was in the Air Force. But I really enjoy her work. So when I saw she was starring in this movie, I knew I wanted to check it out. I watched this in real time when it aired, and it had my full attention. But was the movie as good as her performance? Let's talk about it. The movie synopsis is as follows. Olivia returns to Texas to help her aunt with her country music bar that's fallen on hard times and reconnects with Luke, her childhood sweetheart turned cowboy, and her passion for dancing. All right, is this movie worth your time? So my first impressions and what attracted me to the movie was the lead, Heather Hemmens. She immediately caught my attention because I generally and genuinely enjoy her performances. I felt that the movie had a warm, inviting charm, the country music, two-step dancing, and the small details about Olivia's childhood, like her first pair of boots and her passion for dance, it drew me in. I also liked the imagine moment and dreamlike flashback, like those dream-like sequences, because they gave us a glimpse into Olivia's past and helped me connect with the story overall. I loved how Sweetwaters, I think that was the name of the bar, it became the center of the story. It captured that small town sense of community that Hallmark movies do so well. It was a place filled with memories and friendships, traditions, and it just made it feel just as important as some of the characters in the movie. It was like its own character. The opening introduced the main character really quickly. We learned that Olivia is a producer on a photo shoot and is called by the photographer to help her with the couple in the photo shoot be more natural during a dance scene she's trying to capture. This was one of the movie's most important early moments. While watching the couple and trying to give them direction, Olivia is drawn into a brief imagined moment, like that dreamlike sequence I talked about earlier, where her love interest, and we don't know his identity at that time yet, but he reaches out his hand and invites her to dance. When she snaps back into reality, we're left with a clear sense that this person, this relationship, still matters to her. And I felt that this scene, it quietly introduces the emotional connection that drives the story, and it helped explain why their reunion later on in the movie feels so meaningful. And as a viewer, this is where the movie really hooked me in. I wanted to see how that story would play out. So I thought that was done very well. The chemistry between the leads, I felt, was excellent. It was believable. And during the opening scene where we are drawn into her imagined moment of him holding out his hand to dance, it suggests that this person still occupies a place in her heart. It was kind of like foreshadowing their eventual reconnection. I thought the storytelling was done really well. I also enjoyed the secondary romance between the vet/mayor and Junebug. It felt like a story within the story, and it added another layer of heart without distracting from Olivia and Luke. So I like that part. This movie definitely had a cozy feel to it. The story moved at a comfortable pace, and the mix of country music, dancing, family connections, romance, and community, it just made it easy to sit back and enjoy. One of the things I liked most was that Olivia and Luke's relationship, it felt believable. The movie took the time to show their history and the connection that they shared. So I never had to wonder why they belonged together. I found myself rooting for them throughout the entire movie, and it made it a really, really enjoyable watch. A couple of moments that really stood out to me. One was when Olivia tells her boss, I have to produce my own life right now. And since Olivia is a producer, that line carried a lot of meaning. And when she follows it with, I think I just quit my job, it added a little humor while marking a major turning point in her journey. I also love the dreamlike sequences, the memories that she had, especially the flashback of Olivia and Luke dancing as children to I Hope You Dance. Those moments added a sweet sense of nostalgia and showed that her feelings for him never completely faded. His didn't either. And it just made their reunion feel all the more meaningful and believable. Also, a quick shout out to Junebug at the end. She was out there boot scooting on the dance floor and having a good time. The little shimmy she did was so cute, and it was just one of those fun moments that just added to the feel good vibe of the movie. I really like this movie. If I had to pick a favorite character besides Olivia and Luke, it would definitely be Aunt Ruby. She was strong willed, described by Olivia as a little stubborn, and had a lot of grit. But that's exactly what made her so lovable. I found myself rooting for her throughout the movie and wanting things to work out for her in the bar. For me, the best Hallmark movies leave me with an emotional reaction, and this one definitely did. It made me smile, gave me that warm, feel good feeling, and had me rooting for Olivia and Luke from start to finish. As a Hallmark fan, I also appreciated the classic kiss at the end. It's a moment you expect in a Hallmark romance, and I thought it worked out really well. It didn't look awkward at all. I honestly didn't dislike anything in this movie. Um, so I had to think a little bit about a least favorite moment. And the only thing that stood out to me was one of the dance lifts that reminded me of the iconic Titanic pose. It was meant to be a sweet romantic moment, but it felt slightly over the top for my taste. That said, it didn't take away from my overall enjoyment of the movie. Texas Two Step left me smiling, rooting for the characters, and feeling good by the end, which is exactly what I look for in a Hallmark romance movie. It's definitely worth the watch, and I can easily see myself watching it again. And now I want to hear from you. Did you see Texas Two Step? If so, how would you rate it? Worth the watch, cozy watch, or background watch? And if you haven't seen the movie, after hearing my thoughts, do you plan on checking it out? Let's chat it up in the comments. And that's all I have. If you enjoy spending this time with me, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It truly helps support the channel. I'm Danielle, and as always, I appreciate your support. That's all I have. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.